Good morning.
Good morning. What's
96% humidity today. So
Yeah.
if you're watching this and not just listening, sorry.
Yeah. If you're listening, you're probably great. But if you're watching,
Ooh, I didn't even attempt.
not so great. I warned her.
I'm really glad that you walked out the house before me, because sometimes I hate when I take the hour to straighten my hair, because yes, it usually takes me an hour.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow.
Depending on how my hair wants to cooperate, and then I walk outside, and then you would have never known that I straightened my hair.
Yeah, you can't tell that I straightened mine at all.
Yeah, so thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I kept going over it,
Yeah.
and then when I got outside, it was like,
well, then you don't want to do that, because then it's just going to ruin your hair if you just keep going over it a million times.
right.
So.
Like I already don't have enough issues with my hair.
Being a girl sucks sometimes.
Going thin and
Yep, all that stuff.
breakage.
Yes, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Grays. I'm going and on.
You name it.
Being a girl is rough.
Chin hairs.
That is something though that we need to talk about too, that we actually did not put into our podcast for today, because we are going to talk about real life. It's going to get like some tea is going to get spilled. So I'm going to apologize to you now if I say anything to offend you. I definitely am not meaning to, but I've had enough. And when I say that, I'm referring to the BS that's going on in our world today.
Yeah, and it's hard because a lot of our job is on social media, and I'm probably a little bit more addicted to my phone than you are, or social media at least, because I would like to sit here and say, well, if I didn't have a job that relied on social media, I would delete it. I probably wouldn't. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff we have to be careful about what we say on social media, because we really don't want to offend anyone, or have people not use us because of something we say. But sometimes it's really hard to sit back and bite our tongue on like big topics like what's been going on, and just the hate that is out in this world today is just really disgusting. It's
really sad.
Yeah.
And I have actually made comments that, I mean, I know we're not going to agree on everything, and so I don't talk about a lot of things with my clients. Because what they believe is their prerogative, what I believe is my prerogative. But if you don't have a problem with school shootings or domestic violence, and I'm going to speak about that in today's conversation, that's why I was like, we forgot about the domestic violence.
Oh, okay.
You can exit to the left right now, and please don't ever call me as your realtor. And I don't care who, I don't care. Mm-hmm. If you're don't have a problem with school shootings and you're okay with a man beating on a woman, I don't want you for a client. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's other things that we're like, okay, yeah, we can agree to disagree, whatever. But mm-mm.
Yeah. It's just, I just don't understand what's happened. And I've told my parents multiple times that I really do it makes me question if I even want to bring kids into this world. I love kids. I absolutely love kids. I adore them.
And she's great with them.
Thank you. I think that especially nowadays, kids definitely need more important and positive role models in their lives, but I try. Thank you. But at the same time, I don't want to bring kids into this world for selfish reasons. I seriously think that if I had kids, I don't think I would not want them to leave the house. The fact that these parents are fearful to let their kids go to school because of their safety. I know a lot of people that I went to school with that are homeschooling their kids. And I mean, for more reasons than school shootings, but I know that, I'm sure every time they hear something happen in the news, it makes them happy for the choice that they made, because they know their kids are safe.
Yeah. I know I was talking with Becky the other day about, sending Addie to school, and it's got to be so scary. And I don't know who's watching, but South Lyon recently, was it last week, that had the school was shut down for pretty much the week because their 911 system was down, their systems were down, they couldn't lock the doors, they couldn't do any, and the crap that the principal had to listen to. And I was really proud of Becky too for sending the principal a message and just thanking him for keeping all of the children safe, let alone our precious Addie. But it was really nice of Becky to do that, and he thanked her, because he was all the negative and all the, I mean, I get it. There's so many different things, layers here, because families have to work. We're not in a society that it's one income anymore. Hell, it was barely one income back then. But I'm just saying, now, mom and dad both have to work.
Yeah.
Because things cost so much and everybody has so much. We don't live simple lives, right? So mom and dad both have to work. Mm-hmm. So it's what do you do when the school is shut down for, unforeseen circumstances? It puts a strain on the family. I get it. But you don't want to receive that phone call that the school's on lockdown because there's an active shooter on the loose, and they couldn't even lock the school up. So it's like,
yeah,
it's okay. I'm staying home, whatever I got to do. Like, my kid's going to work with me, whatever.
Yeah. But isn't it just sad though that like that does cause a school to shut down because like that stuff is
Right.
I mean, like it's just I think one of the questions that we were going to ask is like, if we remember, like if we felt safe when we were growing up in schools, and that stuff like active shooters never even crossed my mind, even in high school. Like, never would have thought. Like, I just carried on, about my day. Like, never would have thought that like we never had active shooter drills and all that, and now that literally that is like a practice, just like it's just like
a fire alarm.
Yeah,
like that's all I did was fire alarm. Yeah, maybe a tornado drill in elementary, but like we never had any other. I didn't even have metal detectors. I think those were coming in like after my, my graduating classes and stuff. But it is scary because I feel like, being a child that, maybe home wasn't always the best place for me. Going to school, I felt was like my safe place. I was around my friends and I could escape whatever was going on at home. So that's huge for me because where is it safe for our kids? Like, where do they go? Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad things going on at different houses, and not to throw anything out there because, but it is what it is. You hear about it all the time. So if the situation is bad at home, and the kids looked forward to going to school to escape whatever was going on at home, where do they go now?
Well, even after school activities. I mean, I just saw someone on my Facebook post that there was this huge fight at a football game between kids and stuff like that. And these kids, they go to the football game sometimes, without parents and stuff. It's fine. But like now it's like creeping into things, after school activities, and which is sad too, because everybody looked forward to the football games and stuff like that. And people can't act right. Last year, there was a huge fight at a football game between parents and kids. Like, so it's just like these parents aren't even being good role models for their kids, and they're not paying attention to what their kids are doing. These kids are seeking some type of, just attention from somewhere because these parents just are not giving them the attention that they need. Like, I think that's why also these school shooters are happening so much, because people are ignoring the signs that these kids need help. They're ignoring the signs. Like, how many times have you heard, like, that these kids, there were signs before that they were acting weird, like talking about guns or talking about, negative things, and it's like, oh, they're just talking. No, like they're not just talking. Like, everything should be taken seriously at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, parents, I find a big difference from my generation to like generations today is the generations today, like the parents want to be friends and instead of being a parent. And I flat out told my kids, like, I'm not your friend. You're not going to talk to me like a friend. You're not going to treat me like a friend. Like, I'm not your friend. Like, I'm your parent. And so I think that in today's times is people, I want my kids to like me. I want to be their friends. And it gets very twisted. So, okay, if you want to be their friends, but then they're not telling you when they're dealing with being in a dark place or they're being bullied at school. So it's like, where is that line?
Right.
So if you're a friend, but they're not telling you anything, so how are they your like friend?
Right.
Because you tell your friends stuff.
Right.
So then you don't have that relationship there either. So then what's the role that a parent plays? Do you stay a parent? So then maybe you can. I had no problem going through my kids' stuff, and I know my oldest would tell you when you'd be like, "Mom, that's my." No, there is no "my" up in here. Like, as long as my name is on this is my house, right? But I don't even think parents do that. Like, oh, I gotta respect their privacy. Excuse me, what? No,
No, they don't have privacy.
They don't get privacy when they're living at home in your place, because you need to know what they're doing. So yeah, I would go through drawers, I would go through phones, I would go through iPods, I would go through whatever. And that's how, honestly, like, I'm one of those parents too that'd be like, oh no, my kids would never do that. Like, okay, what are they doing today? Like, reality is you don't have an angel for a child. When, and even when they are good kids, because there's good kids, but at some point in time, they're going to try things or experiment or, maybe get around some bad kids so that's why you have to be in the business. You have to be in their business.
You didn't watch the documentary on Netflix yet, did you?
Not yet. Oh, so man. Don't
this would have been a perfect, like,
next time. How about we do it next time?
Okay.
Like we'll piggyback off of that. Like I'll watch it by then.
Yeah. When we share a little clip on Facebook for our podcast, I'm going to make sure that people watch that documentary because there's stuff that I want to say about that, and it fits into
everybody's
today
homework
too.
then.
Yes. I think a lot of people. That's what I'm gonna put in the things. I don't remember the name.
Okay.
I think it has some. It says cyber or something. Oh, whatever. But also what I want to say too is I feel like nowadays a lot of kids just don't know how to deal with emotions or to deal with bad things, and whether it's the parents or whatever, like nobody's teaching these kids how to process things. Like I think a lot of parents are trying to hide negative things in society from kids. Like they want to protect them, and I get it. Like I think it's great that you want to protect your kids, but at the same time, like you have to show your kids that life isn't always going to be like butterflies and roses, and you have to learn how to deal with those things. And I think that's why when something bad happens, especially as these kids get older, they don't know how to process it, and so they're acting out in ways that are not safe or not good because they don't know what else to do, or if they don't feel comfortable talking to their parents or feeling comfortable to talk to anybody. That's why I'm like, I am a full supporter of therapy. I am in therapy and I am not afraid to say it, like, because there are stuff that I need to process, that I don't know if I have. Like, I feel like it's good for everybody because, my friends are sick of me hearing the same things over and over again.
Oh, yes.
See? Yeah. There's one right here. So it's good to get someone that is like a professional's opinion on how to handle things. And it helps, because some people you can just see a totally different side of things when you go, but not everybody also has access to that. So that kind of stuff.
No, I mean, it's definitely a very valid, great point to bring up. It's because people don't know. Because what if your parents don't know? Then how do your parents teach you how to know? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like mental health is real. Like, let's just put that out there too. Mental health is real, and it's a problem here in the United States. Like, we need more people trying to bring mental health awareness, and like it's real, you know. So I know so many people now they'll just medicate and not saying that medicine doesn't help, because medicine will help those people that need it. But like, let's sit down and try to find out why, what's making you feel this way, and try to heal from that. Because even like for me, like I what do they call those, is it like a person that buries like stacks? I'm a person that stacks. And probably a lot of people in my generation are like that. We just stack, push down, and we don't deal with anything that we've been through or things that when things were tough or whatever. So now as adults, we're still hurting. And I had this conversation recently with my mom. Like, my mom's still holding on to things that she's hurting from. I'm still holding on to things that I'm hurting from. So it's like, it's just like this continued vicious cycle. So it's like, how do we stop that? First of all, like, our kids' feelings are valid. And I've learned this through Len too, to let our kids express how they felt. Or back like in our day, it was just like, this is how it is and this is why, because we say so. Like, okay, well, how do you feel as a human being? You know what I mean? And allow the kids to express, and start that at an earlier age, so that way they learn to express their feelings.
And know that their feelings are important, even if their feelings are different than somebody else's. And I think it's important that to surround yourself with people that do make you feel that your feelings are important. If you can't talk to somebody without saying, like, them freaking out because your feelings are wrong or whatever, then you don't really need to have them in your life. Like, people just don't value, like, when people's opinions are different than somebody else's, then it's like it creates all this conflict, and it shouldn't always be an end all be all just because we have a difference of opinion. That's what makes the world go wrong.
Let's say something about that. So let's talk right there about what is an opinion, because we hear that so much. Okay, and I'm not trying to go down those lanes. Okay, so work with me here.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna try to keep it real without keeping it real. Okay. So a difference of opinion is, I like this shirt. Katie doesn't like that shirt. That's an opinion. But an opinion on racism, abortion, school shootings, like, these aren't opinions. These are facts. Facts, right? So let's just get that out of the way. So you and I can have a difference of opinion, whether we like the shirt or not.
Y'all better like this shirt.
And we can still be friends. We can still be friends. But if you are for racism, we can't be cool. We can't be cool. because I'm a brown woman. I'm married to a brown man, and I have brown children. So you call brown, you say whatever you are. Because when my kids were in school, they would come home and say, Mommy, this little girl can't play with me because my skin is brown. Because kids don't see color. So it's not black, white. We're brown. And I learned that from my kids because my kids are like, Mommy, why are you brown and she's not? Or why is he this shade of brown and you're, it was always brown, right? So that is something that in my crew, my circle, that's not a difference of opinion. That is okay for you to treat somebody like crap because the difference, like the color of their skin. No, me and you can't be cool. We can't be in the same circle because you got a problem with my skin color. So that's not a difference of opinion.
It's like a belief, though,
right?
Too, So if we have different beliefs,
so people toss that word. We can have difference of opinions and still be friends. Yes, you can. If you're talking about her shirt or I love this energy drink, she hates it. That's an opinion. But you treating somebody else like a piece of crap because of the color of their skin, no. Or you putting your hands on a woman because you think it's okay for a man to beat on a woman, no. Me and you can't be cool. I don't roll like that.
Right.
You think of adultery, if you think cheating on your husband and sleeping around with all these different men or men sleeping around with all these different women, I don't like adultery. I'm a child of adultery, so I don't play adultery. So me and you probably wouldn't be cool if you're out there sleeping with all these guys and you're married. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So those aren't difference of opinions.
Yeah, I think those are just beliefs, and then those beliefs show kind of your characteristic as a person. So it's like,
boom.
Yeah, I just
dropped that one. Oh, okay. Mic. Oh, hold on, I got a mic.
What? Momento.
I'm all about props.
Okay, I was afraid that was gonna make a big noise.
Drop the mic.
Because I just like, if you have beliefs that are not aligned with mine, then I just don't know how. There are some beliefs that I just don't know how we can get along.
Wait, what do we talk about?
What
do we talk about?
Yeah.
Because if our beliefs aren't in alignment and me and you are hanging out all the time, our friends are hanging out all the time, what do we talk about?
Right.
The sales going on at Victoria's Secret?
Right. And it's like, and especially nowadays too, my brother is in a serious relationship with a Black woman. And so if I have someone that's, that is racist, like that is not, you're directly affecting my family. And that's not cool to me, So it's like, it's just, I don't know how, like, it's just not so, casual. Like, yeah, we just don't believe in the same things. Like,
yeah, it's definitely not casual. And there's a lot of people out there, I love you, but just the way that people say that is just like, it's not a difference of opinion. It's not. That's just the color of your shirt, or if you like something, if that restaurant's good, that's opinion. But
or if you like Beyonce or not.
Right. So to be like all for like domestic violence or, I care about my fellow American having health insurance. I think we should all be more aware of that because preventative care, why are we one of the few countries that don't believe in preventative care? They rather just load us up with pharmaceuticals and write us off,
Yeah.
So it's like,
monies.
Yeah, right. Money. So I know we're kind of like off a little bit, but I just wanted to clarify opinion because I'm tired of hearing people say that we can have a difference of opinions and still be friends. You're right. But not if we have difference of beliefs.
Yeah, there's a big difference in that.
Big difference.
Yeah.
And we probably lost some viewers or some listeners right there, but that's okay. Because if you're a racist or you believe men can hit on a woman, bye. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
She's passionate.
I am passionate. I don't think that, like, I think I'm passionate about so much in life that it's like people take me so wrong sometimes, but it's okay. If you don't want to take the time to get to really know me, that's okay.
Yeah, I've had to call her out sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you spoke a little too aggressively.
Yeah.
But,
it's okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
I call a spade a spade. So, some people it works for and some people it doesn't. And that's okay if it doesn't.
I have learned that spades and clovers are different things. From Euchre.
Euchre taught her that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, anyway, so we're going to go back on. So let's talk about domestic violence a little bit. I know we talked about schools, and we got to really be prayerful that that this can somehow, I don't know, cease. Parents pay attention.
I just don't even know what to do. Like, when people before we switch topics, it's just like I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Let's see. Did they
And I just want to say, like, I went to school to be a teacher, and I just give all the teachers out there all the credit in the world because, like, I sit here so thankful I'm not a teacher because just like going through COVID and like going through these school shootings and all that, my anxiety would be through the roof. Just couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. So kudos.
Yeah, I like this one right here. It says, "Do parents and teachers really know what kids are carrying emotionally?"
I honestly think that teachers probably know more than the parents. I think teachers pay attention to that because I think that sometimes the way that, like, they can see if kids' grades drop, or I think they just pay a little bit more attention to parents. I think parents can be so involved in, like, going to work, cooking dinner, whatever is going on between them and their spouse, like that. I think that stuff can be easily missed. Not saying all parents. Some people are very, very in tune to what their kids are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, none of this is applying to every single person, every single parent, every single school, every single teacher, But I do think that sometimes I think parents put too much expectations on the teachers or the schools. The schools are there to educate your children, not raise your children. We as parents, so when you make that decision to lay down and you make the decision that as an adult to have a child, then you have to make sure that you are ready to be a parent. The school is not there to raise the kids. Like, you have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
And I think teaching your kids at a young age to love all people and to be kind to all people. And there's not always been situations where there's some bad teachers out there too. Like, I've encountered some through my children. I encountered some through me personally. They didn't know what I was going through at home. So when I had like my first male teacher, I responded, reacted to that because what was going on at home. So it's important to like know those things and be in tune with your children and kind of pay attention to those things for warning signs.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agree. Yeah. And so you want to talk about domestic violence?
I do want to talk about domestic violence because I'm so sick of the system and allowing these men to get away with abusing women and murdering women. I mean, we've had so many cases recently about exes or ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, whatever, beating a woman to death or shooting her, killing her, and then shooting himself and killing himself. And it's like the one woman, like, she filed for PPO. She kept getting
the one at the hospital.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
She kept getting denied, protection orders, and this dude walks up into the hospital and
that's insane.
Kills this woman. Like, what is going on? And let's talk about that. Like, first of all, who are these men to think that they can put their hands on a woman? Men know they're physically stronger than us, so why do they feel the need to be that dominant and to let us know they're dominant?
Probably control.
Yeah.
I just think that, like,
who's raising these men though? If my boys were to put their hands on a woman, granted there are women out there that put their hands on men, I'm going to have a big problem. Big problem.
She's coming with her bat.
Yes, I will come with my bat.
But I just feel like overall people don't really value human life anymore, as a whole. Like, people are so quick to, I mean, like, what happened to like resolving like problems? Like, people would just like fight. You know what I mean? They would just use their fists. Girls would pull hair, like whatever. But like now these kids, even these kids are coming like with guns. And I'm like, do people actually understand the consequences of shooting a flippin' gun? Like, that is something that you cannot take back. That is not something that if I punched you in the face and gave you a black eye, okay, that'll heal.
Right.
But like, when you kill someone, that's it. And so, like, you're going to jail. You just ruined that person's life, their family, their friends, their kids. Like, it's just like, it's a domino effect. Like, that's just something, like, I just don't think, do people really think about that? Or are they so just wrapped up in their emotions and how they feel at the moment that they just don't care?
I don't know. I think I used to say that cartoons and video games were very, very confusing for children, because in the video games and the cartoons, they get shot, they get beat up, whatever, and they pop right back up and they continue on. So I think in a child's mind, is that what they think?
Right.
Like, oh, I'm 8, I get a hold of this gun, or 10, get a hold of this gun, I shoot my friend on accident, and my friend doesn't get up. But they were expecting him to get up because that's what happened in the video game. That Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Oh my God, when that came out, Daquan, I think, was in his teenage years.
God, I loved that game.
Hated that game because it would literally show a man raping a woman
Yeah.
on the game.
Yeah,
It was
they
awful.
literally showed
Awful.
everything.
Yeah,
everything.
awful.
Yeah.
So like I think that is a problem right there when they think, oh, well, the dude got up in the cartoon or the dude got up in the Grand Theft Auto or whatever video game, because I'm sure there's so much worse now.
Oh yeah.
They probably get it like
yeah. Well, and even like the TV shows. I mean, all the TV shows you watch. I mean, everybody's shooting everybody. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, that show you got me watching.
Oh.
Ooh, Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom is so good.
Yeah, but like that's what people are drawn to is the drama, the violence, and so I just feel like we become such a violent world because that's what people have been like attracted to, and it's just like people are so. I mean, it's so easy for people to get guns, you know. So it's just like it's. I don't know. That's just all.
But I have to say, with the whole domestic violence situation, that I know I've been around enough, and I've been around enough people to know that women, we feel ashamed, we feel embarrassed when it happens to us, and so we don't want to tell anybody. Maybe our family and friends don't know. Maybe they might notice a bruise here or there, and so we're covering it up for him because we don't want him to look bad. So let me cover this up with makeup or whatever the case may be. And then the next time it gets worse, and then the next time it gets worse, and until maybe you're either in the hospital or something worse. But I feel so bad for women because they feel like they're ashamed or embarrassed. But I feel like how can we help more women? It takes a lot to get out of a situation like that, especially like if you have children.
Well, I think that they're scared of the consequences.
They are, because they're brainwashed. They're manipulated to thinking, well, some of them will say, if you ever leave me, I'll kill you. Yeah. And so when they beat you, they think that if I ever leave this guy, he's going to really kill me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's scary.
For sure. It is. And it's like, I don't know if that goes back to like, I don't know why some men feel they have to do that. Whether it's
control.
Yeah. Control the way that they were raised and stuff. And I just think that like, some men or whatever the circumstances are, they'd rather like instead of talking about issues, they're just so quick to be, like I just cannot believe how many people are so okay with calling their spouse or significant other out of their name, being disrespectful, embarrassing them in front of their family and friends, and the arguments, and just like being so quick to leave when things get bad. Like there's so many divorces nowadays because like people just don't know how to handle conflict together, and I think that's really sad. I think it's really sad.
It is really sad. It is.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I think it kind of goes along with like our post about communication too. Like nobody knows how to communicate anymore without arguing. Like we said earlier. I mean, having a difference of opinion shouldn't always lead to arguments or ending things because, someone did something wrong. People make mistakes all the time, and it's like, if we learn from it or work together from it, like, I mean, you and Len have been through so much and it's made your guys' relationship stronger because you guys have like, went through things together, and like, that if you are upset with Len or whoever, that you need to take a step back because you don't want to say something that you're going to regret in the heat of the moment. And I think people just aren't in tune with themselves.
I'm a little feisty, so I just need my little. Let's calm down a little bit so I can go around.
Right. And I just think that people just don't know how to handle things. Like we talked about earlier, it just all kind of goes full circle. Some people would rather beat on someone than because they don't know how to process their emotions.
Well, this has been about 30 minutes, I think, so far, which is longer than we normally do, but obviously there's a lot to say. Yeah. We have more to say, but we're probably going to have to cut it for maybe round 2. We can pick this up. But we will really love your feedback. So if you like this kind of talk where we talk about real life, I definitely would like to know where are some places kids can go, what are some other like mental health awareness that we can do, and definitely domestic violence. There's so many things out there now to help women to get out of their situation with children, without children. But I think we need to still like crank it up. We need to step up, and we need to fight more for some of these laws or whatever to change to protect women, because it's happening so much. And some of these laws are so ancient that they need to be changed. Like you need to protect these women, because now these women, they're killed and their children are now without mom and dad. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Yeah.
I
And
can
then
just keep going.
I'm gonna make sure that I write the documentary. Yeah, I know. I'm like, you're trying to end this, and
I'm
you're
trying to
like,
end
I'm
it, but I
like,
just
here
want
she
to keep
goes.
going. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
So I will make sure that we get the documentary name. So I'm sure most of you guys have already watched it anyways, but I'll put it in there so you guys can watch it, so we can talk about it next time.
Yes, make sure you guys got homework.
Yeah.
And we're looking for some guests to be on our podcast in the future episodes. So if you would like to be a guest, have some information to share, educate our listeners, but please share our podcast too, because I go on there, I'm like, 25 views? Like what?
Hey, better than zero.
I mean, it is better than zero. But when you get it, share it, pass it along, help us get some more followers, listeners, because I mean, it's time consuming to come up with ideas and sit here and do this and edit and captions and
hungry.
Yeah, she's hungry. We gotta go order lunch.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in. If you are in a domestic violence situation and you need a way out, drop a line, send us a message. I will send you some resources because homie don't play that. I don't like that at all. And my heart goes out to all of the families that have to deal with the school, and we're going to keep your kids in prayer, keep the women in prayer.
Yep. The world in prayer.
The world in prayer.